Friends and viewers, George Bernard Shaw, a famous man, a famous playwright, the writer of The Pygmalion, another, the writer of Candida. So today I'm going to discuss with you one of his another play. The name of this play is Man and Superman. This is published in 1903. So it in an epistolary preface to Man and Superman in 1903, Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw writes a letter to Arthur Bingham Walkley, his friend and a theatre critic for the time, who had inspired the play, by asking Shaw why he had never written a play based on Don Juan, the legendary fictional Spanish Lothario. This presented a particular challenge for Shaw, who had been written works that challenged the popular romanticism that dominated theatre at the turn of century. Shaw complied by employing the Don Juan featured in Mozart's opera Don Giovanni, a lover turned philosopher who has rejected romance in favor of higher thought. So the story of this Man and Superman begins when a man named Mr. Whitefield dies. He entrusts the guardianship of his daughter Anne to two men, the revolutionary young Jack Tanner and the stodgy rich Rubok Ramsden. Jack, a sworn bachelor, has chosen to devote his life to philosophical pursuits. Meanwhile, Octavius Robinson, who was like a son to Mr. Whitefield, becomes infatuated with Anne and determines to marry her. Unaware that Anne is truly in love with Jack, Shaw's Jack Tanner is a modern-day Don Juan who has tired of womanizing and has begun questioning the purpose of life. Instead of settling for a wife, he is continually striving to become a Superman, an idea devised from Friedrich Nietzsche's conception of Übermensch, a man like Prometheus who, according to Greek mythology, defied the will of gods by bringing fire to humanity. Similarly, Jack Tanner seeks to break with social convention and the will of social superiority by refusing to marry and making his own destiny. His book, The Revolutionist's Handbook, has scandalized more than a few members of the wealthy British elite. With Jack as the protagonist, Shaw inverts the comedy of manner style, which typically formulates the battle of the sexes around romantic and sexual attraction and the negotiation of marriage. For Jack, marriage is not the goal, but the ultimate social convention that he cannot escape. Like many of Shaw's play, Man and Superman is a drama of ideas. It serves as a forum for the discussion of Shaw's philosophy rather than focus on action. In Man and Superman, women serve to disrupt and distract man from their purpose. Anne, the eligible young ingenue, is a master manipulator. Her desire to marry Jack makes their marriage a foregone conclusion. Even before the play begins, no matter how Jack denounces marriage, he discovers in the end that the woman's job is to ensnare the man and reproduce similarly. Violet uses for her feminine wiles to contort her new father-in-law, easily convincing him to accept her. Even Mrs. Whitefield helps to manipulate Jack into marrying her daughter. So what happened next? That Shaw subverts the usual trope of naive and gullible virgin writing women who look at their suitor with wide eyes while easily controlling their action. Shaw's witty battle of the sexes is a fight for the progression of humanity at odds with the progression of species. So this is the main the main story involved in this play, The Man and Superman. So, friends and viewer, let us come to the theme of this play. The theme involved in this play is progressivism versus conservatism. In the first scene, Jack particularly bothers Ramsden because Ramsden considers himself a progressive thinker, while Jack's revolutionary ideals make Ramsden look conservative. This is because Ramsden's progressive beliefs entail working within the existing social system, while Jack's require the dismantling of that system, an actual revolutionary. The play ties progressiveness to the young people in the play and conservatism to the older character. In fact, Ramsden seems to be both afraid of Jack's ideas and unable to fully understand them. The supposedly symbolic gesture of choosing Jack's books in the trash serves to excuse Ramsden from reading a text that he probably could not understand. A dichotomy occurs between Hector Malone Jr. and Hector Malone Sr., or perhaps more accurately, between Malone Sr. and Violet, who is pulling the string. Malone is fighting a long-gone battle by devoting his life to revenge on the English for their poor treatment of Irish. In fact, buying property from English nobility who cannot afford to keep those property up is actually helping the English in a sense. Malone takes on the traditional conservative role of patriarch, using his money as a means to exert control on his son's life. So this is the theme involved in this play, Man and Superman. So, ladies and gentlemen, Man and Superman is the battle of the inner battle between a man who fight in one side. There is a strong urge of the instinct towards sex and towards woman, and the other side, the strong urge of becoming a revolutionary and living a purposeful life. And this play of Man and Superman by George Bernard Shaw. Thank you very much for kind listening.